The Mike magazine will be coming to you with more exclusive interviews. Guess who's going to be next? I guess we will never know. Stay tuned to Delta Sip. Angela Buckney here, the voice behind the mic. Delta Sip, where we sip slow and talk what we know. And if you need a commercial, let me know. Want to advertise? Not a problem. We have affordable rates. Call 662-207-2077. The views and opinions expressed in this channel are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they may represent or affiliate with.
And welcome to another segment of Delta Sip, where we sip slow and talk what we know. Now, if you all have been paying attention, you do know that Belzoni is now without a police chief. Now, I'm told that they don't have any officers. I don't know how true this is, but we have been seeing this across the nation where the chief will take off and the workers will go right along behind the chief. Now, before we get started, I wanted to say that we have lost, I know, two people in our community. Uh, One being the former senator and circuit court judge, Johnny Walls. He has passed away, and we want to send our condolences to the family. Also, Donald Oaks has passed away, and we want to play this news story for you.
Hey, listen, Angela Buckney here with another Mike moment. Truckers gathered in Indianola for a final salute. If you were riding along Highway 49 near Love's truck stop, you saw a number of 18-wheelers just there waiting to greet for the final time one of his own truck drivers, Donald Oaks. And if you know anything about the Mississippi Delta, you have seen those vehicles. He will be missed. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have important information for our community, please send us videos and photos. If you need a professional commercial, let me know. Angela Buckney here, the voice behind the mic.
Now, we want to say to his family, we are praying for you. Mr. Oaks will be missed tremendously. And we wanted to make certain that over here on our platform that we recognized him. And with that being said, we're going to push on over to Belzoni, because we do know that there was an overnight stabbing over the weekend, right? And so that led to the death of a Belzoni man. And when we're talking about a chief leaving, right, saying, hey, I'm out of here, there's a reason why. And I'm going to tell you something. Criminals are smart. They're smarter than what you give them credit for, right? And if they found out that the chief was missing in action, no longer there, you know what's going to happen in Belzoni. You might not want to acknowledge it, but crime is going to skyrocket. Now, the allegations are as such. You have a board that will not allow the chief to do his job. Now, how do we know? Because there was a letter that went out, and the chief said, hey, I'm resigning. But with him resigning, there was a big word that was used that I don't think any of us knew what that word meant. Here I am with a whole magazine and don't know what it meant. So what I did was this. I went and I found a professor. Well, not quite a professor, but I found somebody who could pronounce the word and explain what it means all at the same time. So Belzoni, we want you to know that your chief, Roger Simpson, is the champion. He's the Jeopardy champion, okay? And he has wagered on a daily double of the amount of $2 million. And Alex Trebek allowed him to cash in. Now, I know you saying Alex Trebek ain't with us no more. No, he's not. But Roger Simpson is. And he used this big word, megalomaniacal. Listen, I'm not going to even try to say it no more. Okay? But it's apparent that this man has been watching Reading Rainbow. It's apparent that, when the show came on, LeVar Burton had his undivided attention. Let me get back in here. LeVar Burton had his undivided attention because with a word like that, you batting at 100. And I want you on my team, right? It sounds like you know how to administer and administrate if allowed to do it, right? Now, I want you guys to hear a little something that I put together today. And I'm not trying to be facetious or anything, but when you find somebody who can use words like that, and not just use them, but use them correctly, you bet that 100. Listen at this.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow. I can be anything. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. A reading rainbow.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow, a reading rainbow, a reading rainbow. Reading rainbow, reading rainbow, reading rainbow. Listen. That, man, if y'all out there, please share this because we about to break this word down. And I'm about to take y'all to school now. Y'all knew I was coming. Because if you didn't know, now you're going to know that the chief is my favorite cousin. Now, I done got that out the way. And I want to say this. If he has done something wrong, I'll be the first one to tell him he wrong. Okay? Now that we got that out the way, let's continue. I think this man, listen, for those who don't know Chief Roger Simpson, let me tell you something. This man has gotten his master's degree. And now, before I say that, let me put this disclaimer out there. It's not to put a knock on nobody else's school, no HBCUs and stuff like that. This man has his master's degree, not in criminal justice, criminology from Delta State University. So when I saw that he used that big word, we were up in the mountains celebrating our anniversary. And it came across my desk. And I said, when I was just reading and rereading, and I'm reading it in his voice. And then I got to that big word and I said, oh no, he's not going to ruin my anniversary talk about, this, right? Because I couldn't even say it. And now what I can tell you is this. From being around my god sister, Tara Head, she taught me how to break words down, right? You look at the root word, you look at the beginning and all of that. So when I saw mega, I said, okay, that's big. It's larger than life. Okay, I got that in my head. Then I saw mania, which is, when you think about WrestleMania and all that, them folk get ignorant. That, I put mega and mania together. Now, the in-between, I was kind of lost. And I wasn't going to ruin my anniversary and Mother's Day trying to go get the in-between part. But listen, when you see the word mania, it's something with foolishness, right? And we love foolishness to some degree, because I do. I love me some foolishness. But when I saw mega and foolishness, I said mega fool, right? Mega stupid, mega ignorant. It's so I just put it to the side into today, right? Now, watch this. Now, when you see the word low in the middle, it's got to be low. Low mean what it say. You know what I'm saying. Listen, mega low foolishness. You had to go mighty, mighty deep in your vocabulary to pull a word out that means so many different things at one time and use it properly. Listen, I'm smart, but I'm not Roger Simpson smart. I'm smart, but I ain't Roger Simpson smart. Listen. We talking about somebody with so many years, a veteran in law enforcement, so many years of law enforcement under his belt. And at his age, to keep going as far as he has gone. The Roger Simpson I know, the old one. Roger Simpson I know. I'm just gonna put it out there and be honest. He would have asked the judge or somebody out there, hey, how much is a simple assault charge? He would have educated himself because he's real smart. He would have educated himself on how much a simple assault charge was, which means you ain't using nothing, like you ain't got nothing in your hand. Simple assault charge, you just using your hands, you know. He would have educated himself on what a simple assault charge cost, what the amount was in your area, right? And then he would have found you and commenced to handle business and pay the fine. But he was gonna mop the floor with you till he got tired. Listen. Something wrong with him. But the man today, that ain't the Roger from back then. We're talking about an administrator. We're talking about somebody who cares, somebody who wants the best for officers, somebody who doesn't get it right all the time. No. That ain't what I'm here to talk about. We're talking about somebody who begs, pleads, and honestly wants the best for those coming along behind him. So he's going to need everything necessary to make certain that the people coming along behind him has everything necessary to enforce the law effectively. Right? Now, I don't know the specifics of what happened down in Belzoni. I don't. But what I can tell you is this. That man used a word that he went down so deep and he pulled that word out. It's almost like he swallowed an encyclopedia and he just lit the whole state of Mississippi on fire. Why? Why do you say that? Because let me show you something. Hold on. Let me show you something. Y'all think I'm just talking. I went to the WLBT page and I found where people were voicing their concerns. But in addition to voicing their concern, they were concerned about the same thing I was concerned about. Now you got people who say, well, this day and age, you can ask Siri Okay, I granted you can. You can go Google a word. But my question to you, Mississippi, did you even know the word before he even used it? Were you, and if you're a college grad, were you paying attention to your college professor when they use the word? Because we got some deep professors out there that they use words like that. But I wasn't paying no attention to that. If somebody was cute in the class, something like that in college, that's what was on my mind. I'm taking notes and I'm going to read your book. But I ain't paying attention to that Roger Simpson word. Listen, look at this. Mike Magazine had to get in and weigh in on the discussion. Said this man is sitting on a master's degree from Delta State University. So this big word he done put on in this letter don't surprise me. It really doesn't. But I'm headed to go look it up before I give him a personal phone call to get his definition of what it means and why he used it on all of us in little old Mississippi. Siri, what is, never mind, because I don't even know how to say it. You got people, what's that, 49 emojis up to this point. I'm not going to even lie like I knew what the word was. Only thing I could give you is what I told you just a minute ago. Mega means major, big, large, larger than life. And the rest of it was history. Mania, I was like, that's somebody's. When you hear mania, if you studied anything as it relates to mental health, and this is Mental Health Awareness Month, right? And I'm a champion for mental health awareness. And so when you hear mania, that's when you get people who have all this grandiose thinking. Yes, I'm going to hit the lottery. And when I hit the lottery, I'm going to take all of you all with me. And they actually believe. They actually believe. I had a friend say she's going to win Publishing Clearinghouse one time, And I'm like, girl, that stuff ain't. All right. But in the meantime, look, give me 5 on 5, right? Because I'm like, look, I need some gas today. Look, hold on, I'll be right back. Let me run up in the store and get me some gas. Give me 5 on 5. I try to deal with reality, right? But when we're talking about people who suffer from any type of mania, they are fooling themselves. And I got this guy who's going to break this thing down to you for those who are trying to figure out what this whole shebang is going on. But I got to play this one more time. Belzoni, I hope y'all sitting in with your paper and your pencil, because you need to write this down from the rooty down to the tootie.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow. I can be anything. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. A reading rainbow.
All right, now we getting ready to go in class. So class is now in session. And what I'm going to need everybody to do is calm down, get out your feelings. Go and get your alderman, your favorite alderman. Tell him to get in here. Go get your favorite preacher. Go get your favorite business owner. Tell them to come on, cause class in session. Cause we gonna all figure out what this word means. How you doing, Miss Peggy Clark? We don't take it for granted. Thank you for weighing in on the topic. And Miss Mary Gates. Thank you. Now class is in session. Class is in session.
Hi there, students. Megalomania. a noun, an uncountable noun, so not a megalomania. And a megalomaniac, this is the person. And I guess you could have the adjective megalomaniacal, I suppose. Okay, let's see. A megalomaniac is a person who desires power and control above all else. They think they're much more important and much more powerful than they really are. Okay, so they accused me of being a megalomaniac. I think not. Okay, so a megalomaniac, somebody who has an obsessive desire for power. Yeah, they suffer from delusions of their own importance. Okay, so yeah, they have characteristics of megalomania. Yeah, they want to look grandiose and great and important. They feel omnipotent. This is a mental illness. This is a delusion. This clearly is talking about some sort of narcissistic character. Yeah, it's an obsession for power and wealth, a passion for enormous schemes. So I guess you might say that Napoleon or Hitler or Stalin or Mao Zedong were megalomaniacs. Yeah, maybe they were, maybe they weren't, but I think megalomania is one of the things that drove them to pursue their goal of ruling the world. So let's see, what are the characteristics of a megalomaniac? Firstly, they think they are essential. The world can't get by without them. They're able to solve any problem, and they are indestructible. They're manipulative. They manipulate people to get a feeling of power. Yeah, they are all powerful. They don't admit their mistakes. Yeah, these people who never say sorry. Yeah, they are narcissists. They are only worried about what is good for them. Yeah, they have this ideal image of themselves, and they're also very sensitive to other people's reactions. Yeah, and they're also very vain as well. Okay, they think a megalomaniac thinks they're wonderful, but the major point is they have this obsession to become extravagant, to become powerful, to become wealthy. They have this idea of grandiose schemes, to do things on a very, very grand scale. Yeah, so stop thinking like a megalomaniac and come down to earth. Yeah, stop believing that you are much more important than you really are. Stop thinking that the sun shines out of your backside. Okay, so yeah, megalomania. This is it's effectively a disease. Yeah, it's some sort of narcissistic personality disorder. Yeah, exaggerated feelings of self-importance, a need for admiration, an inability to empathize with other people's feelings, and they exploit and manipulate people. Yeah, so megalomania is not a very nice thing. Yeah, megalomaniacs are generally not very good people. So I think if you know one, I would strongly recommend you steer clear of them. Yeah, they have this absolute belief and knowledge that they are much more important than they really are. So they're conceited, they're self-important, they have delusions of grandeur. This is your megalomaniac. Formality. Megalomaniac. I'm going to give it a 5.5 in formality. Use it absolutely anywhere. Let's see, it's been borrowed from French megalomanie, which I think comes from effectively ancient Greek megalos, meaning great, big, large, exaggerated, and from the word mania, a madness, which itself comes from ancient Greek mania, madness. Okay, so
Honey, that man took us to school with that one. Megalomaniacal. And I'm not gonna try to say it no more. Now you said 3 times, that's the way it is. You said one time, hey, said one time you keep I ain't trying to say that word no more. Listen. But what we learned from I Swear English YouTube channel is that a person of that magnitude is obsessed, has an obsessive desire for power, right? And they don't have power necessarily unless you are in power and you're seemingly manipulated to some degree. Now, the allegations in the word on the street is this, because you know they calling, they inboxing, and they talking to the Mike magazine. It doesn't matter who is in leadership in Belzoni. I'm told that the people who are in leadership, you are a chief in name only. I don't know how true this is because it's more than one side to a coin, right? You got the head, the tail, and the corner, the edge of the coin. Now I only got the head of it. I need to get to the tail. But the allegations that's coming across my desk from whites and blacks is that they're micromanaging the chief. Now, who are they? The word on the street. People are inboxing. I mean, they are desperate for change. They're desperate for leadership. They're desperate for good leadership. And to see, and this is nothing new across this nation, to see a chief and officers walk away. For me, it makes me wonder what happened, because when we're talking about people who just walk away, they've done all that they can do in my mind. When I think about it, they've done everything that they know to do. And sometimes, just sometimes, people have a strategic way of pushing you, micromanaging you to the point where you just say, you know what, get somebody else to do it. They don't pay me enough for this. But when you care about what you do, you reach way down and you find a word like what we had on the screen a minute ago. You reach way down and you find a Jeopardy word, a word from Jeopardy that ain't nobody saying but folks like Alex Trebek on TV, right? Well, Belzoni, y'all got it real time. Y'all ended up getting it real time over the weekend from a letter of resignation that was dropped via social media. And when people saw that letter, they start calling me. You got to remember now, I'm at, on another honeymoon for the 7th time. Shout out to my husband. Let me show y'all. Yeah. We celebrating our anniversary in the mountains. Now, the word spread like crazy. Now, I got people who serve in the capacity of a police chief inboxing me, reaching out to me. What happened over in Belzoni? I said, man, I don't know. I don't know. But one thing about it, just like the people in the streets reach out, you got people who serve in the capacity of a chief who reaching out, and they're wondering because nobody wants to step over into a municipality if they feel that they're not going to be able to uh, administer and enforce like they were taught at the academy. Now you can bring me in there, and I look, hey, I can teach it in theory. I can teach all your well, they said the officers left. I don't know how true that is. I can teach your officers in theory, meaning I'm not a practitioner, but I read it in a book because see, I got a master's in criminal justice. So I taught students at Valley, I taught students at Kahoma, about criminal justice. But there's a difference in teaching in theory and walking that thing out every day. Knowing how to police, knowing about community policing, knowing how to get things done effectively. Listen, we do know that this is nothing just specific to Belzoni. It's all over. How do you know, Angie? Because I cover stories all over the state. And just recently covered a story down in Rankin County. Let's take a quick look.
And I don't mind the trailers that are on that road out there. I felt like I went to sleep April 6, 2025, and then when I woke up and I heard all of this, I thought I was in Twilight Zone. I thought I was like in communist Rankin County. I couldn't believe this.
Personally, I calculate our property to be roughly 1.94 acres, but the county tax roll shows a bit higher. Subsequently, in numerous meetings with the appraiser, Caleb Kuntz of ROW and BBG, Greg Thompson of ROW, and right-of-way agent John Gresham, also of ROW, I have repeatedly explained the acreage in their acquisition materials is incorrect. I have told them the benchmark survey is invalid and the acreage is flat out wrong. They will not listen to me to this day. Had our way considered for a moment the possibility that this old red knight might actually be on to something, might actually know a little bit of something about my own family property, we would not be in this big steaming mess we are in right now at this very moment, where you guys, the Rankin County Board of Supervisors, have illegally expropriated portions of my family's property without paying us a single penny in compensation. Effectively, you guys have stolen our property.
My name is Brooke Williams, and I live in your district, Mr. Gaines, and I actually campaigned for you, so I'm kind of disappointed. I live in the city. I do not have a trailer. This does not affect me right now, but I have a grown son who it may affect. So we all live in this county, and we want things to be done right and fair and ethical and with integrity always at the forefront. That's not too much to ask. There is no way anybody in this room can say that this process was appropriate, because it was not. We all know that, and I think, just like the last gentleman said, the first thing you need to do is write something out for the citizens and explain how this kind of process could have moved this way, and no one in the county seemed to be of concern for you all, because there's a lot of people that are affected. I'm not, and I'm lucky, but it could be something different next time. There should always be a safeguard when you're talking about affecting people's lives, the way that they live. This is about people's money. I mean, we are in a crisis all over the world right now. So the best thing you can do is always tell the truth. I know that's hard for politicians, but that's the best thing to do. And I think if you want to win the trust back of all these people that were here today or people on the internet, is be upfront. Tell your side of the story. Let people gather information and understand themselves what you're trying to do. Because sometimes there may be a backstory, but we don't know that because none of you communicated that. Communication is key. And if you as a board don't do it, then you should probably designate your administrator to do it. But somebody needs to be talking to the people. It's just the right thing to do, and it's the Christian thing to do.
How y'all doing today? My name is Leon Seals. Grew up in Rankin County my whole life. This is all I know, Rankin County. And wanted to start my family here and basically end up buying some property, which is in Pearl. We got annexed to the city of Pearl, used to be Rankin County. Bought the property, worst mistake of my life. Ever since then, I've been in jail multiple times over my property. I've been fined over my property. I come try to get help. Everyone act like they can't read a survey. I had my property surveyed by guest consultant. They act like they can't read a survey. I had the property, I had a survey done, and I also had a, what's the word for it? Survey, and they said the survey wasn't good enough, so went back to 1983, title search. Title search done, everything. And to this day, $30,000 or $40,000 later.
Now that's just a snippet of what's going on in Rankin County, right? And so the difference is this: the board of supervisors allegedly took it upon themselves to advertise in the paper, local paper, something about this ordinance they were getting ready to move in on the people about, and the property was at stake. And I mean, the lady who spoke, I'm told, now I don't know how true it is, she said, I'm lucky. They say she was the one who saw it in the paper and took it upon herself to spread the word. Y'all better show up, because you're not going to be able to live on your property. Even though you own the property, your trailer is not going to be allowed to stay on that property. They got down to that board meeting, honey. It was standing room only. The people were all outside of the room. Listen, the only difference, Rankin County is going to show up, black and white alike. They are going to show up. And they're going to say, you're not going to do this to us. Who gave you permission to try and bamboozle us? And so they took a stand, which you have a right to voice your concern. And they, in all fairness, that day they did rescind that vote to do what they were planning to do to the people, all of them, and they apologized and they listened to each and every person. Now that's just a snippet. I dare not play the other half. You guys can go and listen to the YouTube channel, Rankin County Board of Supervisor. Their YouTube channel is out there. Okay. Now I wonder with Belzoni if they are putting their videos and stuff out there on live as they do their board meetings. I'm told that, I don't know how true it is, the chief of police has been in executive session ever since he's been there and serving in the capacity of a chief. Why would you need your chief of police in an executive session? I don't know now. But this is a word on the street. Now, why would you need your chief in every executive session when he could be out there recruiting? He can be out there making certain that, your city is safe. Because from what I gather, they say they're running it over there like Mayberry. Now, when I think of Mayberry, I think the population about, I say 150. Because I love to watch the Andy Griffith Show. And when I think of Mayberry, I think of the sheriff. Sheriff Taylor didn't even have to carry a gun. But that's on TV, right? That's on TV. It was times he would leave Barney, who was his cousin, in charge. And when it got a little too out of hand for Barney Fife, his cousin, he would go get Andy. But before he got to get Andy, he would deputize anybody he can get his hands on. Sometimes it would be the town drunk. Listen, that didn't take a budget, you know. That didn't you didn't need a budget to deputize anybody, right? But we're talking about 2025, modern day. Listen what I'm telling you. Go share this with your friends. Tell them class is in session. There are state statutes that boards are governed by. Now, you just heard from Rankin County. Just to let you know that I'm not just picking on anybody in particular, right? Because I do Indianola, Greenville, Greenwood, Belzoni, Jackson, Pearl, you name it. The Mike magazine has supporters in every place that I just named. And they will inbox me telling me stuff I know nothing about. Now, when they went to face the board, they were allotted time to speak. Now, I'm just concerned about, we're talking about Belzoni right now. If the board understands that Shad White might be coming, because it's public knowledge that listen. It's public knowledge. People got mad at Zach Service, who's running for mayor in Jackson, for posting the salaries of everybody. But it's public information. They said, you didn't have to put nobody's name next to it. He said, oh. See, it's kind of like when you turn the light on and your eyes hurt a little bit. That's what truth and transparency kind of look like. Let me tell you something. When you got a 6-figure budget and 2 police cars, this is 2025. You should not want to run your municipality like it's Mayberry. Let me tell you the problems Mayberry had. See, in Mayberry, they had Mayberry issues. You had one old lady, she would go to the pharmacy and sometimes she needed her pills. But what she didn't know is that they were little sugar pills. But see, and we call them placebos. But see, she needed those pills, and she saw sometimes that she needed the police because she felt like they weren't trying to give her medicine, right? Now that's a Mayberry problem. Hold up. Because she said, well, for her sciatic nerve. She needed, in her mind, this was an urgency. That's a Mayberry problem. What's another Mayberry problem? The town drunk. Otis would go drink himself silly under the cell. Listen, when he got drunk, he put himself in jail, right? Town drunk. See, those are Mayberry problems. But today, in this day and age, when you're coming off of a weekend where there was a how do we say it? A stabbing. That's not a Mayberry problem. Let me put this thing in perspective for you. A stabbing. Now we got two people. That's not a Mayberry problem. And guess what? That's Humphreys County who got those suspects, right?
What you're doing right now and download the G Wood Live app. It's absolutely free. There's no cost. I'll say it again. It's absolutely free. It's your way to stay connected and stay involved in the community. Download the G Wood Live app on your Apple or your Google Play. Stay connected.
Because accidents can happen anytime, anywhere. You might need an attorney named Malik Z. Shabazz with 26 years personal injury experience, providing nationwide services. Attorney Malik Z. Shabazz has collected millions for his clients, and you could be next. Call today, 301-513.
Medicare. Are you turning 65 or new to Medicare? Part A and B. If so, you may qualify for additional benefits at no cost to you. Are you a veteran with Medicare Part A and B? If so, you may qualify for additional benefits at no cost to you. Call your local licensed professional agent, Juanita Lacey Larry. Don't hesitate. Call her today, 662-515-9414. Your local agent is waiting for you, 662-515-9414. That's Juanita Lacey Larry, 662-515-9414.
The great state of Mississippi is located in the Bible Belt. We're known for forgiveness and second chances. Mississippians love each other. Every day, there's a sense of pride that we feel when we are afforded an opportunity to work and do what we love to do. And down south, we do that to the best of our ability. Mississippi, Ivana Williams is a mother of 4 beautiful children who reside right here in the Bible Belt. Listen with your heart and know that she needs forgiveness and a second chance to experience that sense of pride like everyone else who are willing to work every day for this great state. The Bible says, let any one of you who
Had to run to a commercial break, but I want to tell you this. What happened over the weekend, that's not a Mayberry problem. That's a 2025 in color. And some, don't get me wrong, some of those Andy Griffith show color shows were in color. But we're talking about 2025 real issues, real time. How many police officers do you truly have in Belzoni? First of all, that's my question. Because I'm told you only got 2. And one of them included the chief. Now, I don't know how true it is, but I'm told those 2 officers are gone. Don't you know criminals are watching? Now, I'm told that there's one church over in Belzoni that has a lot of say when it comes to what happens with the police department. I don't know how true that is. That could be a lie. You know, folks lie. People lie. But they telling me it ain't but one church over there that's running their mouth and getting whatever it is that they think they want. Now, I don't know. Again, I'm just dealing with the one side of the coin. So we got to keep that in perspective. But when we're talking about a board, they are governed by state statutes. Let me pull something up for you. Now, this is not my first time going over these statutes with you all. But for the sake of what we're talking about, right? Let me pull this up. Because what we don't want is someone serving in the capacity as chief in name only. That's no fun. When you go to the academy, Your thing is to get in there, get out, learn as much as you can, get out, and implement what you're taught. But the allegations are they want you to be a chief in name only over there in Belzoni. And it's not just this one chief. It's not just this one chief. Now, let's get to the statutes. Now, there's a role that the mayor is expected to play and the councilman or alderman. See, in Greenville, we call them councilmen. And look, it says the legislative power of the municipality shall be exercised by the board of aldermen by a vote within a legally called meeting. No member of the board of aldermen shall give orders. Listen at this. Now, I'm looking on the right hand side of the screen if you're trying to follow what I'm saying. Okay. Listen, this ain't Angie now. This ain't just me. I'm telling you what God loves. I'm telling you what the state says. You can go look it up yourself and read it all because I didn't put it all here. You know what I'm saying? But let me start from the top. We're looking at A. It says the legislative power of the municipality shall be exercised by the board of aldermen by a vote within a legally called meeting. Meaning you don't want Shad White showing up because you having a meeting before the meeting and after the meeting. Because we got sunshine. This is a sunshine state, even though we call it a hospitality state. You cannot have a meeting before the meeting and then one after the meeting. See, they said a legally called meeting. When they say meeting adjourned, you need to be heading up out of there. But I'm just going to tell you now, Shad White coming. Shad White is coming to Belzoni. Because I'm told that there's $600,000 budget, public record, that is not being used. Huh? I can only imagine you got to go in your pocket to buy paint. You got to go in your pocket to get disinfected, some type of hand sanitizer. If they're not giving it away free like they did for COVID, if they didn't stock up on, you got to go in your own pocket with the money that you're being paid, which is possibly peanuts, to make the place to spruce it up a little bit. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around where is the money going. If you got line items that you can allocate funds towards, where's the money going? See, that's why I say Shad White needs to come on to Humphreys County. Because you think you had trouble over the weekend when your chief put the letter in. See, people are watching everywhere. They're watching. They're watching. Especially your criminals. See, you might think that, and I don't know because I can't speak for people, but I'm just going to put this out there, this hypothetical. You might think because you drive a nice car, because you might be a little popular, and that you got a little fence around your house, that you untouchable. I'm going to say it again like I have said in other shows. It is only a matter of time before trouble knocks at your door. Am I saying this is what I want to happen? No, by no stretch of the imagination. Because we want safety everywhere. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Greenville. The pastors in Greenville, how do I know? I'm just going to tell you. I go to one of the white churches. They are going to have an event for their law enforcement. They are going to thank them for the holidays. They're going to give them gifts. They're going to take care of law enforcement. Why? Is it because they're trying to get a favor? No. It's because they understand and they love law enforcement. They thank them for putting their lives on the line. It's a sacrifice. This is nothing trivial. This is nothing to be minimized and, laughed at. And when you understand the importance of what these men and women do every day, in your mind, if a rumor comes up that you might see the police car or the police chief in another municipality, you wouldn't think twice about trying to snap pictures of your officers, because guess what? That's a form of recruitment. Okay, and you saw our chief. Okay, that's good. We call that recruitment. See, our people, our and I'm gonna say on our side of the tracks, we got to stop buying into rumors and things like that. See, I go do my homework, and I try to talk as much as I know, as close to as much as I know as possible when I investigate. See, our people say vote black. We want black people. But I'm gonna tell you something. If they don't bring the former chief back, I'm gonna say it again because I've said it before. They need to go get a white police chief. Why do you say that, Angie? Because they're gonna give him whatever he wants. They're gonna work with him. And he is going to do his job. He's not related to your cousins. And I'm not talking about uh, somebody who is married into the black community. I'm talking about somebody who is married to a white girl, got white kids, all the way white. Now, it's nothing against interracial marriages. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you get a white chief in that black town, and vice versa for Rankin County need a black sheriff. I said it. I said it. You can quote me. Madison County needs a black sheriff if they don't have one, because I don't know they sheriff. Okay. Because it would save you a lot of heartache, Rankin County. If you say, oh no, our sheriff is black. Listen, y'all better hear me. Oh no. Tyrell would never do that. We trust Tyrell. He's a vet. He's a veteran. We voted him in. We believe in him. He's got umpteen years in law enforcement, and we're gonna stand right by him. Copiah County got a black sheriff. Next county over. I think Copiah is the next county over. Hines got a black one. They might need a white one. But we gonna hold what we got, because in Hines County, this man is billboard ready. You know how some folks will go and get a billboard and put their face on it? Folks don't want to see you. But in Hines County, that man could be the poster child for all law enforcement as it relates to a sheriff. And if you see him, you'll know why. You know why I say that. So we're gonna hold what we got over in Hines County. We're gonna keep it black over there. Right. But I'm saying that, let me be serious again. Shout out to Sheriff Tyree Jones in Hines County. We honor you. We honor all of our people. We honor Roger Simpson. We honor his assistant. We honor everybody. Listen, this thing ain't easy. It might look easy, but it's not. Now, I'm going to go back to why they need a white chief. Because he's not cousins with you. Might have gone to school with you, but he got a job to do, and he knows that he has to do a job. And he going to smile. He going to do his job. And the rest is history. That's what Belzoni needs. They need somebody who's going to come in there and say, okay, I know we got a $600,000 budget. We're going to pay these officers. We're going to pay part-time officers. We're going to let our officers who are not at the $60,000 salary get overtime. We're going to allow them to stay on and do within the guidelines now, within regulation, right? I ain't saying break no law. We're going to allow them to do their jobs. We need visibility. Why would that white chief come in and do that? Because he understands that you don't want to overwork your county. We're short everywhere. So that's somebody who gonna work with a white chief working with a black sheriff. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. Now, I don't know none of the board members down there, but let me finish reading this. 8 said the legislative power of the municipality shall be exercised by the board of aldermen by a vote within a legally called meeting. No member of the board of aldermen shall give orders to any employee. Listen at this now. To any employee or subordinate of a municipality other than the alderman's personal staff. Now, I don't know an alderman with a personal staff in small town Mississippi. So they're saying you're not supposed to be shucking and jiving and rubbing elbows and micromanaging and talking about your day-to-day operation with people who work for the municipality, aldermen, supervisors. Man, I'm told that down in Belzoni, they are opening up investigations on police officers. How, as a board, do you, now these are allegations, this is strong allegations. How do you open up, y'all better listen, an investigation on police officers when you got another agency within your county that can do it? And then if it's too close to that agency, then they call in MBI or something like that. Now, I ain't no expert. I can teach them in theory. You give me a manual, you give me SOP, standard operating procedure, and all that. I can study it down to the T. And I can teach in theory. People don't respect you when you teach in theory. They really don't. I'm just being honest. If you ain't kicked in a couple of doors, slapped a couple of whores, well, not slap them. You know what I'm saying. They don't respect you when you don't know what you're talking about. But when you got veterans in the game who are out there sacrificing, working, and let me take it a step further. If they're working in their hometowns, you know why? Because they love it. They love you really can't pay a police officer what they're worth. You can't. If they're out there doing it, by golly, why are we following them saying that they're going to this place? We need some off the cuff remarks when they come up to you with those allegations, don't we? We need some off the cuff remarks. Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, we already know. That's a form of recruitment. All of us already know. Instead of, oh, I'm going to go investigate this. Because what's going to happen is the word is going to get out. And we're not in it, Mayberry no more. And according to the law, you're not even supposed to micromanage. Now, these are some strong allegations, and I'm going to say this. People will lie, but I hope that's not the case in Belzoni. I hope it's not true that there's a $600,000 budget and they can't get a vote for cars. They can't get everything necessary to enforce the law. Listen. Let me tell you. Down in Belzoni, they got this big thing that happens every year. That's right. If you said Catfish Festival, you're right. I'm told, listen, and I don't know how true it is. These officers was working with their cell phones. Not a radio breaker 19, you know. Not the breaker 19, cell phones. And was successful. Very successful. But if you got a budget, and Shad White understands wasteful spending, he knows all too well. Why? He's gone all across the state looking at wasteful spending. And if Shad White finds out that you got the nickel and dime and nickel out of your own pocket in small town Mississippi, don't matter which municipality, he's not going to be too glad about that. Because money goes into the budget for law enforcement. You got to protect your municipality, your town, your corporate, whatever you call it. You got to protect it. But if these allegations are true, that you have people who are devoted to micromanaging law enforcement, Houston, we got a problem. Because you think there was a stabbing, God rest his soul. Humphreys County's sheriff's department is going to be working overtime. I mean overtime. Now we have stepped out of the city into the county. Is that fair to your sheriff? Is it fair? See, the criminals know. They know, they saw the letter just like I saw the letter with the big word in it. We do ourselves a disservice when we say we're going to vote for black people because they're black. What do you know about these people? Well, that's my cousin, and or that's my teacher. That's my frat brother, my sorority sister. I don't care nothing about that. What do you know about them? What's their character like? Because I'm going to tell you something. When you're dealing with somebody who's been officer of the year, uh, uh, police officer of the year and of the month, and veterans who have masters, a master of science degree in their respective field, what are we doing? Who are these board members? Who are these board members? Are they retired? Do they have children who live in the city? Do they live in a place where they're able to ascertain what is truly happening? Are they engaged? Or did you just vote for them because that was the black thing to do? See, I'm over it. I'm over it. Vote black, vote black. What has voting black gotten you? Because I'm going to tell you something. I remember being at the Catfish Festival when it was just one, two, or three people. I'm over, I know I'm over exaggerating, but I was there. One street, a corner. What are you saying, Angie? It died. When you have a person who has served in the capacity of mayor for too long, and they black, the city goes in lack. That's my observation. This is my commentary. This is my show. If you don't like it, keep scrolling. It's just my observation. I've seen cities die, towns die, embezzlement charges. Didn't necessarily have to be true, but just the mention of a scandal was not good. Now I'm seeing black and white people saying they love that chief. Black and white. And I'm also hearing them say, hey, this is nothing new in Belzoni. This is nothing new. And I get it. People are stuck up on that big word that Chief Simpson had to reach way down and grab, which is nothing for him. Because this stuff, he, man, please. He can get down in the trap house. He can talk up in the White House. I'm telling you what I know. It is not just him. He's surrounded by people of like minds. This is just how they get down. And they love what they do. Again, you can't pay them enough. They're worth their weight in gold and then some. Again, I got to keep it in perspective. We just had a senseless killing right there in Belzoni. God forbid it happens again. Because I'm going to tell you something. Let me speak as a cousin. Let me speak as a cousin of Roger Simpson right now. See, you just saw Roger. I'm sorry. Y'all just saw Chief Simpson. And as family, if he does anything wrong, ask any other family member in law enforcement. If he does anything wrong, we're the first to say that's wrong. We'll say it to you, but get what? We're going to say it to Rogers too. We'll say it to him too. That's just the family he came from. That's the family he came from. And as a cousin, you only see Chief Simpson. You see Chief Simpson serving in the capacity, to the best of his ability, as an administrator. And we know that as a chief, that's a political position. But guess what? He's not. Roger Simpson is not a politician. Even though he ran for sheriff, he's not a politician, but he loves law enforcement. He's a veteran at it. He knows how to talk to people, not just Rogers, people around him. He's surrounded by a wealth of knowledge. And so and let me say this. Remember I told you he ran for sheriff? When your opponent say you've done your job, that speaks volumes. When your own opponent said that boy wasn't doing nothing but his job, hey, kudos. And again, if he's done something wrong, we'll be the first to tell him as his family. And that's my favorite cousin. Now, you only see Chief Simpson. But all he got to do is give one word. One word. And you saw how the people was in the board meeting at Rankin County. Roger Simpson come from a big family. I'm just a mouthpiece right now, speaking on what I've observed and what people called and said and how people have inboxed me about Belzoni, the stabbing and things like that. All of this stuff transpired simultaneously. Belzoni cannot afford not to have law enforcement. And if these allegations are true and you're sitting on a six-figure budget, shame on anybody who's serving in capacity as an alderman or councilman. Shame on you. Roger Simpson ain't got to say but one word. Whether he wants to keep it, he'll let us know. If he just want to go on, because listen, that boy can go and work wherever he wants to work after what happened. Why? Because he has longevity. He has seniority. He ain't got to fight. And you think, see, that letter is the abbreviated version of how compassionate he is. And to pen a letter like that speaks volumes about my cousin. Because the old Roger, he wouldn't have wrote no letter. I'm just telling you, he has grown so much. And for his opponent to say he done nothing but his job. Come on, y'all. What are we doing? What are we doing? Shad White brought to our attention, because I follow him on social media, that there was a senator who had overstepped his boundaries. And he was very vocal about it. Called the man out and everything. He didn't sugarcoat it. You know what we did over here at the Mike magazine? We went and found the man. Put a name and a face together. Hold on, I think I might have that. Listen, over here we gonna investigate the investigation. That's what we do. Because allegations are just that, allegations. But when you got people overstepping their boundaries and allegations of stuff like that, we're gonna investigate the investigator. And it gotten so bad that all Sharon White said, just let me work. Let me work. Hold on. Y'all think I'm playing. Hold on. He said, let me cook. Let me cook. Now, when you got your state auditor saying, let me cook, that means back up, leave me alone. When Mike Magazine got done running the campaign, you know what that senator said? Because I went and found him on social media. And I gathered all of the fact-finding information necessary as a journalist to put a news thing together for people to understand what Shad White was saying. The next business day, he killed his own bill.
Get out of my way. Let us cook, as the kids say. Just get out of my way and let me do my job. And if folks are going to get in the way, then yeah, we're going to have a problem.
We got a problem down in Belzoni. We got a problem down in Belzoni. Hold on. Because you ain't seen nothing yet. Wait a minute. We got a problem in Belzoni. And if this is true, that there's a 6-figure salary, I can't get that off my mind other than the M word. I just can't get that off my mind. And if this is true, Houston, we got a problem. You sitting on 6 figures. And we can't. Hold on. And we can't get police cars. I'm talking about brand new. You can't put $90,000 to the side to get some new cars. But I'm told y'all be ripping and running up behind folks, finding out where the cars are and snapping pictures. I don't know how true it is. And saying, well, the car is over there, the car is over here. I say kudos. Because you know what it means to me? That you notice and that we could use your help. We could possibly send somebody to the academy so that they can work with us. See, we look at things the wrong way.
Get out of my way. Let us cook, as the kids say. Just get out of my way and let me do my job. And if folks are going to get in the way, then yeah, we're going to have a problem. Get out of my way. Let us cook, as the kids say. Just get out of my way and let me do my job. And if folks are going to get in the way, then yeah, we're going to have a problem. Get out of my way. Let us cook, as the kids say. Just get out of my way and let me do my job. And if folks are going to get in the way, then yeah, we're going to have a problem. Get out of my way. Let us cook, as the kids say. Just get out of my way and let me do my job. And if folks are going to get in the way, then yeah, we're going to have a problem.
Okay, that was done for sake of a laugh, but this is no laughing matter. Shad White truly needs you to call right now, 601-359-3200, and ask if it's true. If these allegations are true about what he deems the Mississippi Corruption Act of 2025, where politicians and nonprofit and for-profit organizations won't be held accountable for your tax dollars. Let's see if those allegations are true. It's only a question. I do not represent Shad White or anyone from the state auditor's office. We are simply raising awareness over here at the Mike Magazine for the general public. This is a PSA.
Don't you know, people reported back to us that they were laughing. They called the number and said the folks who answered the phone were just laughing. But that next business day, because I think that was like over a weekend, he killed his own bill. See, we got to raise awareness. We got to get Shad White's attention again. Shad White has been to Greenville. We got to he's been to Indianola. Shad White will show up. How do you know? Because I covered Indianola too. Boom. Look at this. Indianola was served. They were served. So it's not just a matter of Belzoni. No. We go, we do our homework. And you see the lady in the middle, Kim Merchant, she served in the capacity of an attorney for the city, and she warned them. She warned these aldermen. Shad White came through. I refer to him as the ghost of Mississippi because you never know when he's going to drop down. He dropped down in Greenville, and I had just missed him. We ate at the same cafe. Okay? I'm like, man, I call him the ghost of Mississippi. And you know what he'll tell you? Just call that number, file a complaint, we will show up. It's that simple. Because if the officials in Humphreys County, the city of Belzoni to be exact, is expecting to run Belzoni like Mayberry, they are sadly mistaken. You can't run it like Mayberry. This is 2025. Again, y'all just had a stabbing. We got to have a come to Jesus moment about what we're going to do moving forward, because the letter is out there now. He ain't coming back. Roger Simpson ain't coming back. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Chief Simpson ain't coming back. That's just me, because he ain't told me nothing. And I don't speak for him. Let me put that disclaimer out there. I don't speak for Roger Simpson or nobody he's surrounded with. I speak for the Mike Magazine. This is my commentary. This is my observation and fact-finding information that has been given to me. Sometimes people lie. Now, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say he ain't coming back. But if he wanted to come back, don't you know we can organize this thing in such a way where the citizens can be heard? Can be heard in your board meeting, because it's their board meeting as well, legally, according to the statute. Legally. See, that's their board meeting, right? Had it not been for them, you won't be there anyway. And if he wanted to come back, we could organize in such a way where people could call Shad White's office. Trust me, this is not a threat. This is a promise. We can have Shad White's office called. We can call any and everybody who will listen to get to Belzoni. I'm telling you, I've done it for others. Free. Free. But what I don't know is if Belzoni is as serious enough to show up and pack the board meetings out like Rankin County did. Why would they pack out the board meeting in Belzoni, Angie? Just to voice their concern about safety. Because safety is number one. You should want your city to be safe. And they would not be wrong for wanting to voice their concerns about not having a chief. They wouldn't be wrong. They wouldn't be wrong for feeling like they might overwork the sheriff. They wouldn't be wrong. They wouldn't be wrong for asking, where's the six-figure money? They wouldn't be wrong for asking, why don't we have new, not used or borrowed, but new, not something they have to repair, but new police vehicles. They wouldn't be wrong for asking that. And all we would do is just organize it. Get every organization that's willing to show up in your community and stand with your people. That ain't nothing. That's nothing to do. But I'm here to tell you, he ain't coming back. After he used that big word, reached way down and deep down inside and got that word, that boy can work anywhere he want to work. And the way that he described the situation, and again, I don't speak for Roger Simpson. I'm just going off what I read. It sounds like a lot of micromanaging. And I don't know that I would want to come to your municipality and work with you. Because from what I'm gathering from your citizens, you don't work with your people. You just lord over them. But again, there's only one side of the coin. I just got the head. I need the tail. And I am going to reach out to those officials really soon to get their side of the story. And I would like to know when the next board meeting is going to be. And I would also like to know, is it true that you kept your chief in executive sessions for every board meeting? Jesus Christ. I want to know what time the board meeting is. And I know you're not going to tell me what happened in the executive session, which I don't care. But why is it necessary to keep your chief that long? Y'all just had a killing, a fatality. I'm trying to understand how things are being prioritized in Belzoni. And I want to say to Chief Simpson and those who worked along with him, kudos for staying as long as you did. If these allegations are true, you had your hands full. And let's be clear, this is not Chief Simpson's first time serving in the capacity of a chief. Not his first time. Mm-mm. And so when you have people, again, who are in law enforcement, they love it most times. Do they always get it right? No, I'm not just talking about Chief Simpson. Do they always get it right? No. Do they want it done the right way? Yes. That's why you send them to continuing ed courses and classes on the coast. You know, they go on the coast, you know. They meet up with all their other buddies. But they're not down there just lollygagging. They're down there learning more effective ways to be the best administrators that they can be for their respective areas, in my opinion. Now, I wonder if they send the board people to training, continuing ed courses, not just Belzoni, but all over the state. The municipal league, some other Mississippi Municipal League. Yeah. When you're going, are you taking notes? When you go, are you just going to say, hey, I'm out of town? Or are you taking taxpayers' dollars seriously? See, you can't be in those positions so long that you've become so complacent, so some even feel entitled or arrogant. See, where I'm from in Indianola, it's about who you know, and if your parents was something, right? They had to be something. What's something? A teacher, or back in the day, worked at Modern Line, super, that we called it Lewis Grocery back then. It had to be somebody. And we come to find out those people who were supposed to be somebody, their children embarrassed them to the utmost. My mama would always say, don't say what that child is going to be because you don't know. Then she say, you could be raising a monster. I said, Mama, but those words ring true. You don't know. Getting back to what happened over the weekend, you didn't know that was going to happen. But when you got people who say, you know what, let me just put this in writing, I'm done. You have criminals paying attention. They're smart. Listen, it had gotten to the point where when I was following the election for LaFleur County, the criminals had gotten so vocal. Telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. They had become so vocal in saying that who they did not want. These people are smart and they figure out ways to manipulate and get under you to get what they want. Criminals are smart. But then you got these shows called Almost Got Away with It. They always mess up. Like we just saw today, a young lady went and allegedly robbed a store, left her phone, went back to get it, boom, and got locked up. Now, did she rob the store? I don't know. That could have been her cousin or something. But they got somebody because they almost got away with it. See, you have to pay your officers. You have to pay them. What's the problem? If it's in the budget, what are we doing? Well, he locked up my cousin, or she put my cousin in them handcuffs like that, and my sister was pregnant. And or you hear some of them say, oh, that ain't gonna stick. I've heard the stories where criminals will tell the officers, I ain't going nowhere, and they don't go anywhere. True stories. Going nowhere. But we're talking about officers who hold babies till they take their last breath. We're talking about officers who truly love what they do, understood the assignment, can dig way down and bring you up, encourage you. You know, officers have to wear the hat of a social worker. They got to be a psychiatrist. They got to be a counselor. They got to be a preacher sometimes, if they know the word. They got to be able to be a mental health expert if they have suffered something or have experienced something in their family, something that they can relate to what's going on in front of them. Each call is different, but they wear several different hats. And a teacher and a police officer, they don't get paid enough. Don't get me started on the bus drivers and the janitors, the essential workers, because they don't get paid enough either. I can only imagine when you take on a position of that magnitude in small town Mississippi, you have to be willing to spend some of your own money, especially if the board allegedly doesn't want to work with the person they have in leadership. Why are we not grown enough across the board now to set our differences aside? I was at a debate in Jackson last Thursday, and Mr. DePriest said, we're not going to always agree. He said, but I tell you what, let's find 5 things that we agree on, and let's work on that. Oh my God, I think I hollered. I was recording, but I think I made a noise. Because that's the honest to God truth. We're not, listen, I am on conservative talk radio probably once a week. Clay Edwards show. Do we always agree? No. He's down in where he lives in the Rankin County area. He's talking about saving Jackson. Now, do people always agree with his delivery? No. Well, guess what? Oftentimes he serves as a voice of reason. We got to be willing to listen to one another. I don't always agree with Clay Edwards. He don't always agree with me. But that's the beauty in it all. That's the beauty in it all. That's the beauty in it all. I love me some Clay Edwards. I see that white boy like a brother from another mother. He don't mind me calling him white. And I don't care about him saying you're a black girl. I don't. Clay Edwards understands that we have things. We have things that go on in our community just as well as him having things going on in his community. Just recently I was actually on this morning, and he made the announcement about President Donald Trump, and him cutting back on the prescriptions. And so now it's going to be affordable to everyday average people, right? And I told him, I said, hey, listen, you made a post yesterday, and I thought that he was getting ready to send us all back to Africa, gonna cut us a check and tell us to get on the ship. We can talk like that without being offended. He said, nah, it was about the prescription. We should be able to put our differences to the side and have a grown-up conversation for our next generation. But what do? We bicker. We follow each other. We're making certain that we micromanage, allegedly, so that it makes working as a leader painful. I got something I want to share on this show right now. And this is supposed to be the budget for Belzoni. Let me pull that up. And while I do that, let me for those just tuning in, let me do this.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow. I can be anything. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. A reading rainbow.
So to take a look at this House bill. We're looking at this together, y'all, in real time. And the budget, and this looks like this is coming from the state level. Wait a minute. Is this? Hey, come back. Give me some information on this. Is this supposed to be what's in the budget? 5 police cars, 8 bulletproof vests, 8. Lord have mercy. So you mean to tell me there's supposed to be a budget? Now, I know in smaller municipalities that might not be conducive to what it is that they are needing. But I want to put this thing up there in its entirety. But look, let's look at this. What is this? Now, I'm going to tell y'all, I like to watch this on my bigger screen. So I have a YouTube channel. If you guys are wanting to watch this on YouTube, please go to the Mike Magazine on YouTube and you'll be able to see this as we're looking at it right now. I need to print this out. Give me just a second. I'm going to go to a quick commercial break and I am going to print this out. We're going to go over this thing together. Now, I'm staying longer than I expected. All of this because allegedly Belzoni just want a chief and name only. Y'all hold your horses.
What you're doing right now and download the G Wood Live app. It's absolutely free. There's no cost. I'll say it again. It's absolutely free. It's your way to stay connected and stay involved in the community. Download the G Wood Live app on your Apple or your Google Play. Stay connected, stay positive, stay involved. Download the G Wood Live app today.
Medicare. Are you turning 65 or new to Medicare? Part A and B. If so, you may qualify for additional benefits at no cost to you. Are you a veteran with Medicare Part A and B? If so, you may qualify for additional benefits at no cost to you. Call your local licensed professional agent, Juanita Lacey Larry. Don't hesitate. Call her today, 662-515-9414. Your local agent is waiting for you, 662-515-9414. That's Juanita Lacey Larry, 662-515-9414.
Got to get my assistant to get me the other sheet. Give me just a second, because this is good information. Yeah. Okay, now I'm told this comes directly from Shad White's. This what was sent to Shad White, y'all. Yeah, listen. When I tell you investigative reporting is what we do, that's what we do. This is what we do.
Butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere. Friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow. I can be anything. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. A reading rainbow.
Angela Buckner here. 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 The voice behind the mic. The mic. The mic. Be sure to support our platform. Number one in breaking news, here, there, everywhere. You need a professional commercial? Let us know. Call today, 662-207-2077. Want to advertise? Not a problem. We have the demographics that you need, and we are out here in these social media streets, and we specialize in bringing you nothing but the best in content. Keep it locked right here. We'll be right back. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Honey, what in the Mayberry is going on here? Give me just a second. Go check on the printer, assistant. I'm sending my assistant to the printer again. Yeah, I know I work from home. Okay, so we got people who got concerns. Okay. We're looking at this together, y'all. This is my first time seeing this. Now from what I gather, this is information allegedly that was sent to Shad White's office that was sent to me. And I'm trying to understand, where is this $40,000 charged for services? What type of services were rendered that they needed $40,000? Now I'm told that they ain't even got too many good working cars. So listen. Was this $40,000 services used to fix the broke down cars or something? I don't know. People are concerned. What are they voting on? See, that's why it's so important that they put these meetings on virtual. See, since COVID, people been doing virtual. And I've yet to hear anybody say they saw the Belzoni meeting on Facebook. Now, over here in Greenville, faithfully, the mayor, the board of supervisors, Rankin County, faithfully. Mayor Lumumba in Jackson, faithfully. I'm trying to see if Belzoni has virtual meetings to the point where we can observe and see, oh, okay, they're operating as it says legally. Let's pull that back up. In a legally called meeting, you know. So that people won't say that there are allegations of meeting before the meeting or meeting after the meeting or, foolishness. Because people will lie. Thank you, Assistant Timothy.
Charlie the cat.
And Charlie.
The cutest cat we ever seen.
All right, so cash disbursement. Let me put this back on the screen, y'all. This information is coming in real time, and I'm grateful. Thank you all so much. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, you can watch this on a larger screen. That way you can see exactly what I'm seeing, because sometimes, when you get older, you have to wear them glasses. And I don't have my reader, so my assistant had to go and grab this off the printer for me. But
Which was singing?
this is allegedly now. I have to say allegedly, because people will go and type stuff up, let me get back in here. They'll go and type stuff up and. So I said this is allegedly from Shad White's office. Let's take a look. To your left, it says functions/programs. At the top, it says governmental activities. Then underneath that, it says general government. And that's 6 figures. Cash disbursement. Then $416,118. It says charges for services, $102,464. And grants and contributions, can't see what that word is before that. Let me go take a look. Okay, it says grants and contributions, $36,881. Then over to the right of that, it says the same thing. Grants and contributions, but there's an not an asterisk, but a hyphen, like there's a hyphen there. Then next to that, it says governmental activities, $276,773. Let me finish here. Then it says total $276,773. Now, let me get in here for a second. Let me get in here for a second because I just got a call and I'm told that we got board of supervisors tuning in. We got aldermen tuning in. We got some of everybody to show. But while we have your attention, I want to know, what is these charges for services for $40,000 for public safety? Explain that. We Because they say numbers don't lie. And Shad White, this is supposed to came from Shad White's office.
Shad White ain't right.
And this grant money, we want to know about that as well. Now, I'm told that the disabled people are being treated wrong down in Belzoni, Humphrey County area. It's supposed to be grant money for them. They're not getting the proper resources available to them allegedly. They're told, now you go to this place, you go to that place. They're running them in circles. Running them in circles. And look, I don't report on everything that I'm told about. But I'm telling you, Shad White needs to get in there because I got people pointing out to me they're concerned about where is this $40,000 for? What is it for? They want to know what you guys are voting on. Now we need some minutes to go along with that. Maybe Shad White got that on there too, on his website, on the website that you can click on. Now let me go here. Okay. House Bill 976. And it says an act making an appropriation to the city of Belzoni for the purpose of providing funding to help defray operational costs and capital expense for fiscal year 2026. I wonder if we got the same thing up there. Hold on. Okay. This is what I'm reading here. Matter of fact, let me put the whole thing up there. Hold up. I'm gonna put the whole thing so y'all won't say I'm making some up. No, because we ain't got time to make stuff up. I don't. I try to talk what I know. You know, is it? Just a second. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna put the whole thing up there, because this M word is what brought me here. But this budget is what's gonna take me on. Okay. Now, when you get to a bigger TV screen, you can watch the Mike magazine on YouTube. And while you're over there, please go on and subscribe. And while making that announcement, I want to let you know that if you are trying to leave a comment, you have to leave it on the Mike Magazine Facebook page, the professional side, or the YouTube channel. You can't leave the comment on my personal page because I won't see that. So I just want you to know that if you're trying to leave a comment, and I see people are tagging people, somebody last name Hooker. If you're trying to leave a comment, you have to leave it on the Mike Magazine Facebook page, not my personal page. I won't see it. You have to leave it on the YouTube channel. That way we can acknowledge you And if it's something that you agree with or disagree with, we're gonna put it out there. We don't care. We welcome it, right? I don't want to say we don't care. We welcome your opinion because we value it. Now, let's go back to what I'm about to read here that my assistant just brought me that came across my desk about the budget. Okay. Now, just a second. And if you're looking for an attorney, you can call Charles Irving, attorney at law at Irving Law PLLC. The phone number is on the screen, 601-589-0235. That's attorney Charles Irving. Just a minute here. All right, let's get to it. Because I don't want people to say I'm making stuff up about Belzoni, okay? An act making an appropriation to the city of Belzoni for the purpose of providing funding to help defray operational costs and capital expenses for the fiscal year 2026, be it enacted by the legislator of the state of Mississippi, Section 1. The following sum, or so much of it as may be necessary, is appropriated out of any money in the state general fund not otherwise appropriated to the city of Belzoni for the purpose of providing funding to help defray the operational costs and capital expenses, more specifically described in Section 2 of this Act for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2025 and ending, listen now, said beginning the fiscal year, y'all better listen at this. Section 2 of this Act for the fiscal year beginning July 1 this year, 2025, and ending, check this out, June 30, 2026. $2.8 million. Y'all see that? 2.8 million. Okay. Section 2. The money appropriated by this act must be used to provide funding for the city of Belzoni as follows. The first, let me get in here. Listen. The first thing on the list, y'all, is the police department. This ain't something I'm making up. And not just Belzoni got one, Indianola, Greenville, Jackson, Greenwood, Chula, and everybody in between. Let's keep reading. The first thing under Section 2, where it tells you, okay, it says Section 2, listen, I'm just going to read. The money appropriated by this act must be used to provide funding for the city of Belzoni as follows. Police department. Police department, A, increase in hourly rate for 8 officers' salaries, $108,580. Please share this. That's A. Now, B says 5 police cars, 200. Wait a minute. Where the police cars at, boy? I understand that y'all are on here. Please leave a comment. I'm looking for the comments. Hold on. Where in the world? What's up, Chris? Chris is out of Jackson. Chris says, so they're trying it in a small town too. Wow. Not surprised. Got to watch the hands that's going in the cookie jars. You said a mouthful, Chris. Thank you so much for weighing in, Chris. Y'all, Chris be on over there on Clay Edwards show. That's where I met her at on White Talk Conservative show. And they are, wanting to save Jackson. And Chris is like my Facebook cousin. Okay. Thank you so much, Chris, for weighing in on it. Alderman. And I'm told that you own here. Where the police cars at? It's the 5. But I'm told now, ain't but 2 of them. 2 good ones. What we don't want is what happened in Sunflower before Bobby Walker got there. Honey, word on the street was they was walking people to the police department. I can't make this up. They was handcuffing the folks and said, come on, walk with me. Now that's some Mayberry. That's some Barney Fife. And I'm telling you, I heard it from the officer himself. They had to walk the people to the precinct. Now that's before Bobby Walker got there. Bobby Walker there now, they got cars. Okay. Chief Bobby Walker. Okay. They got cars and Sunflower. Now I know if little old Sunflower then stop walking people to the police station. Lord have mercy. Don't tell me Belzoni gonna have 4 walking people to the police station. Y'all gonna be walking them? Huh? Y'all gonna walk them to the station? Tell me. Oh my God. Word on the street is this. One of the aldermen who's probably on here, I don't know, told an uncertified officer, long as Chief Simpson is the chief. I don't know how true it is. You know folks lie. Y'all know folks be lying. Long as Chief Simpson is the chief, we ain't buying no cars. But that ain't what this paper say. That ain't what the budget say. Listen. Now they say this started July the 1st. Y'all better hear what I'm saying. Where the cars at? What? Oh my God. Put your hand behind your back. Put your hand behind, I said put your hand behind your back. Now whoa. Left, right, left. Can you imagine that happening in Belzoni? Because it happened in Sunflower. Now, I don't know that they made them sing a cadence or anything, but they was walking, I'm telling you, to the police department. Your left, right, your left, right, left. All right, we done made it to the police station. That's 3 miles, maybe. And maybe they're trying to keep the officers in shape or something. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Yo, left, pick it up, left. Yo, left, right and left. Give me my handcuffs back. Handcuffs back. And let me see your hands. Left, right, left. Let me get your print. Put your thumb right there in your left, right, left, in the left, your left, right, left, your left. I'm putting, doing the fingerprint. Your left. If y'all ever got a background, you'll know what this is. Your left, right, left, roll it and roll it. Roll it, gotta do it again, then roll it and roll it. Your left, right, left. This after they done walk now. Can you imagine having a budget to purchase vehicles? Hold on, that's just vehicle. We ain't even got down to the bottom of it. And I gotta wrap this thing up. Because I done stayed longer than I wanted to talk about that M word that I'm not gonna say again. Okay. Let me, y'all, this here. Let me go to another comment because I know some more people trying to say something. Latoya Cobbin said, you know what to say. Hold on. Let me see what else is being said. Because I like to acknowledge comments, whether you agree with me or not. But they ain't got no money. Uh-oh. Who said they ain't got no money? Who said they ain't got no money? Baby, this is public information. We call it transparency over here at the Mike Magazine on Delta City, where we investigate the investigation. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see what else up here. Who else did left for comment? Who else? We want to acknowledge you. Go on and leave a comment. Says, Chris says, they got it, just not for the citizen who needs it. She said they say they ain't got no money, but Chris said, oh, they got it. They just don't have it for the resources for the people who really need it. Now we're gonna get back to this money. Let's get to the money. Let's get to this 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 money. Hold on. Cause we gonna talk about this. We about to talk about it. Let me finish reading this because this is important. Because this takes place July 1. And it was said allegedly by an alderman to some uncertified person. And I don't know how true. People lie, y'all. Folks be lying. Shoot. That we ain't getting no car as long as Chief Simpson there. What? But this is a city that just had a stabbing and some other things that just happened, right? Right there in Belzoni. But let's put our priorities in line. We gonna prioritize Belzoni right now. All right. Now, first you're supposed to increase the salary for 8 officers. Not listen. It said increase in hourly rate for 8 officers' salaries, $108,580. B, 5 police cars, $200,000. Then we got, check this out. C, 8 bulletproof vests for $12,000. D, 8 handheld radios. Y'all remember I told you they were talking in their phone, right? Allegedly. For they were talking in their phone as walkie-talkies for the Catfish Festival. And if you were there, you were probably around some of the officers and witnessed it. Good, you see them talking on their phone. Good, where the money going? Why they ain't got no breaker? Where the breaker 19 at? Good, they ain't got no breaker. Breaker 19. They was around there like the Stone Ages, they said. Say they like over there like Fred and Barney. Stone Age. Ain't even got a breaker 19. You hear me? 10-4 or whatever they say, you know. Listen, baby, said $4,000 for 8 handheld radios. Now, $4,500 for 8 vehicle radios. And if you ain't got but 3 or 4 officers, you could have bought that. Maybe they could have bought it out their pocket from the pay they were getting. I don't know. But I guess they say, well, if I use a cell phone, yeah, I'm already paying the bill. You know, I'm just guessing. I don't know. Just call me. Hit me on the hip as this. Hit me on the hip. Call me. This worse than Mayberry, y'all. Hold on. I can't make this up, y'all. Because, you know, I'm going to say this again. Folks could be lying. Folks could be lying to you to get you to just say something, we need the other side. That's why I'm going to call them officials soon. Now, that's just for the police department. Oh, God, I'm scared to ask what the fire department got. What was going on with them? How many houses didn't burn, or what they was lacking so that they could have saved somebody's house. Let's get down to the fire department. Increase in hourly rate for 5 firefighters. Guess what? 60,224. Now that's F. Now you got G. 5 turnout gear firemen, 30,000. H. Other needed supplies for fire station, 10,000. Now, hold on. Because I wish they had said other needed, supplies for the police department. Have you ever gone into a police department and just walked in and said, oh, they could use some paint? They could use a little paint on the wall. They could use a little, touch up with the floor. I know I have. It's 2025. Let's bring this stuff up to speed. And get somebody over there who can do the work, and live to fight another day. This is how you restore pride in your city. See, your police department should be a place where you remember when we were little. Who are the people in your neighborhood? In your neighborhood, in your neighborhood, yes. Who? Listen, we should be able to show off our agencies to our children. They should be able to take a field trip, not just to the fire department, but to the police department. We should be recruiting them now as little children. Put them on patrol in the school. This is something I came up with, and I pitched it to local agencies. Put them on patrol. Have a cop in every little house. You know what they do? Pick their paper up. Don't be a little critter. Little stuff like that. That's how you start to recruit. See, you don't start recruiting when you see the police car over in another municipality. You recruit at the little young age, elementary, kindergarten, and you make them know that this is a profession that is very noble, right? You start recruiting them now. How do you recruit them? Bring them on a field trip. But if I can't show them something that I would be proud of, that's just not going to be part of what we do as it relates to community policing and things like that, which is a shame. We should have pride in our local agencies. Let's keep reading. Let me pull this back up. Now, we did the police department, which was number one priority for them, right? House Bill 976. Renovation of parks. That's I. Renovation of city parks. Jack Lee, Reed, and Jockey. $150,000. People out there, I want you to send me pictures of the park in Belzoni. Let me see what the parks look like. Because, see, according to what I'm seeing here, they got money for the parks. They got money. Okay, we got a response here. DeQuarian Smith says, hell, that's what I went through in Chula. See, I'm told the smaller the town, the worse the politics. I don't know. But they say the smaller the city, the smaller the town, the worse the politics. You have to allow your chief to work. And I believe, DeQuarian, if you're still there, I believe he served in the capacity of a chief. Let me know if I'm not mistaken. He's one of my supporters. I think we honored him over here before. Okay. Okay, we got Mr. Jeffrey Tyrone Moore Sr. Thank you so much. He said it's always the city don't have any money. This ain't me now. This y'all people. These are citizens. Send me pictures of the park tomorrow, ASAP. I need pictures. Let me know if the grass been cut. See, we got a guy named Brady Hightower going from place to place. He was in Grenada today. Shout out to Brady. I got a picture with Brady Hightower. I think I'll post this somewhere. But he's going from town to town and he's exposing. Because guess what? He has access to the budget. Just like Mike Magazine. Y'all send me some pictures of the park. Because they supposed to have, listen now, they supposed to have, this says renovation of parks. Let me pull it back up. He said they telling you they ain't never got no money. Ever. Now he could be lying. Now Mr. Moore could be lying, y'all. You know. But we're gonna honor his comment. We're gonna honor his comment. Because he might not be lying. And we welcome your comments. Let's see what else they're saying. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get back in here. Hold on. LaToya Cobbin said the board meeting be at 10 in the morning. You have to put your name on the list. What list? Wait a minute. Let me see if I read that right. The board meeting be at 10 in the morning. Cobbins, are these meetings on virtual? Do the general public people have access to these meetings at 10 in the morning? Is this something that you all can watch even though you might not want to put your name on the list? My God, what a list. Y'all just stop lying on these people. Stop lying. Now, I'm cool with, let me put this one up. This Chris. She said 5 cars for 200,000. Come on now. They can get a better deal than that. They don't have CB radio either. They can get 5 to 10 Cobra, 25 CB radios for less than 1,000. See, now I ain't no expert in this, but I know if you go up to Grenada, you go up to Grenada and ask them what they selling them cars for, them police car. Y'all see them? See, when you riding through in Grenada, stop by there and ask them how much one police car costs. See, now y'all turning us into Inspector Gadget. We investigating the investigation. Why you got to have, that's a good question. We going back up and we're gonna come back to the park. But y'all send me some pictures of the parks. What's the name of the park? Reed, Jockey. Let me see. Jack, Lee, Reed, and Jockey. Y'all send me pictures of them parks because we gotta stay here. We gonna live in Belzoni for a minute. Now, police cars, 5 of them for 200,000. That's a good observation, Chris. I know Jackson, y'all got cars down there probably don't even cost that much. She said some body cam isn't even a thought. Well, so body cam isn't even a thought. That's a good question. I wonder if they got body cam or do they have to use their cell phone? I got you. I see you with the cell phone. Say it one more time. Can you imagine? And use my staple. Say it one more time. Got you. you imagine? Not even body cam, Chris. Hey, Chris, I didn't even think about that, Chris. Look, say it one more time. We got you. We got you on the camera. What camera? My cell phone. Oh, oh, how I long for Mayberry. I'm gonna have to go watch one of the Andy Griffith Show episodes after this. Chris, they said nothing about body cam. Maybe they got it. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna pay for it out their pocket. Maybe somebody gonna donate them some. Or maybe they can find a city from the next county over, a town over, and get them for $1. I don't know. But I can see that, Chris. Say it one more time. So your flashlight is on. Oh. Say it one more time, though. Hold on, let me turn it around to me. Now I'm doing a selfie. Now say it to the Oh, Lord, tell me Belzoni ain't operating like that. They didn't say nothing about body cam. Let me see who else can say something. Chris, you making some valid points. Hold on, let me see what else being said. Oh, Lord, she said, try going to the courthouse. Have y'all been to the courthouse in Belzoni? Oh, my God, it's horrible. They had some stuff on the wall. I said, what in the world is that? It looked nasty. Where's that? That's the county. What is going on over in Belzoni? The county courthouse looks nasty. Ugh. Only thing I got to say, don't get in trouble in Hunter County. Y'all, Chris, I think you're right, Chris. They said $200,000 could dress 10 vehicles. 10. This coming from an expert in it. 10, not just 5. So where y'all getting these cars from? I'm hoping that I'm saying this right. Listen, and even still, if you don't get them new, you can get them from another agency who be willing to give you some of their good cars, good used cars, right? You can still use that money in such a way that if you don't get 10 out of that, you can still get some from the next county over or somewhere on the coast, anywhere, and still get more vehicles. You could still and repair those, right? We call them good used vehicles. Good used. Get them striped out and everything. I'm trying to understand why. Hold on. Okay. Mr. Moore said, Mr. Jeffrey Moore said, how much you said for the park? Hold on, Mr. Moore, because I think I'll be able to get some pictures from you. For the park, I'm going to put it back up there because I don't want folks to say I'm making this up. Now, for the park, if you look at under renovation of parks, number I, letter I, 150,000. We talking six figures, Mr. Moore. Six figures. Six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the park. That should be more than enough to make certain that our babies have somewhere safe to play, somewhere beautiful. You can plant a couple of trees or what have you, decorated. Shoot, that's enough to fix it up where people can rent it out. Listen to what I'm saying. Can rent it out for like a wedding or something. Now, I know y'all go to the botanical gardens or whatever they call it over there, but it's just something to think about, and it will also bring in revenue. Let me see who else saying something. I hope you heard me what I said and saw it, Mr. Moore. Let me see. Oh, they're talking to each other. Okay. Cobbin, stop. She said they broke. They're not broke. According to this paper I'm holding, because this starts in July the 1st. This gonna start July 1. We got Mr. Tom Pittman. Oh, he said they'll lock you up if you video in public. Wait a minute. If you video somebody in public, they'll lock you up? You mean kind of like what happened with George Floyd? Now, I hate to bring that up, but that was a 17-year-old who was able to expose what happened that day. And it's left up to you and your perception what you thought happened. But had it not been for a 17-year-old back then, we never would have known about what happened with George Floyd. Now, I just pray that's not true, Mr. Pittman. I pray that that's not true. Let's see. We got some more comments. Cobbin says cracks in the wall like they've been there for years. Yes, cracks in the walls at the courthouse. It looks nasty. I'm talking about this goes beyond needing a coat of paint. It makes you wonder if there's asbestos in there, mold, mildew. That courthouse needs to be shut down, in my opinion. From what I observed when I was there, that courthouse needs to be shut down. Well, where we gonna go? I don't know. Do like Rolling Fork did. Bring in some trailers. Use operate temporarily out of some trailers. Do whatever you need to do. Go to the police station. You know. I hope it's big enough. I've never been to that police station before. I don't know what the inside of it looked like. But I'm quite sure y'all can get a room with some chairs and hold your meetings up in there. Hold your court up in there. Go to the city hall somewhere. Figure it out. But that courthouse needs to be shut down. I would be embarrassed to say that's where I work. I would be embarrassed. And then they say the folks over there who's supposed to be serving in capacity of judicial, the judicial, dressing in jogging pants. I said jogging pants. Who wears jogging pants on the bench? They're also alleging that the folks over there just so unprofessional. Say they'll stop court just to go cuss somebody out and come back. I don't know how true they are. You know, folks be lying. They be talking. Some of them be lying. But this is what they tell in the Mike magazine. Shoot, I didn't know folks watched the Mike magazine in Belzoni in Humphrey County. I'm just being honest. I'm finding out it's more and more people from Humphrey County watching the Mike magazine Delta Sib show than what I thought. Now, I'm not here to tear nobody down, but we're here to talk about the M word that was used in this letter and talk about this budget that's been, dropped in my lap. Somebody named Yatanya Sims says the City of Belzoni meetings are at City Hall on some Tuesdays at 5 p.m. I think it's every other Tuesday in each month. But Sims, let me ask you, are they putting that on virtual where we can watch from the comfort of our own homes, where we can report on this without having to leave our respective cities so that we can we can get everything? Because I know Rolling Fork was not doing it. When that tornado hit, oh my God, you're talking about we had to go down there and investigate. It got ugly. It got ugly in Rolling Fork. How ugly? It was so ugly, we was there before WLBT made it. We investigated the investigation before it got popular. We the reason WLBT showed up, because we held a press conference with local independent journalists, white and black. We had to show up in Rolling Fork. They weren't having virtual. So guess what? They had to go there with their phones and just go live. They had to go live from Rolling Fork. I'm trying to see if I have a video from Rolling Fork. Y'all, I'm telling you, it got ugly. I mean, Lord have mercy. I can't find it. You shut up, you stupid. You stupid. No, you stupid. Whoa. We were there for it. We had to see it through in Rolling Fork, because see what happens is when a natural disaster occurs, the national media will leave, mainstream Mississippi media will leave, but the grassroots media, independent journalists will still be there. The Deer Creek Pilot, Mike Magazine, Republic, Free Press. We had to be down there. Jackson Advocate newspaper, we covered it. We did everything necessary to expose the discrepancies and the concerns of the people, because if you didn't see them on America Strong, Mississippi Strong for some major affiliate, you didn't hear their stories. And so we were there to allow them a voice to be heard. I mean, it was bad. Michael Jackson bad over in Rolling Fork. Michael Jackson bad. Let's get back to this budget. As much as I want to keep reading these comments, we're going to get back to this budget. One more comment. Cobbin says, that's the attitude they have. It's sad on so many levels. Give me a second. We're going to put this back up there. And again, the reason
butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere. Friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow. I can be anything. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. A reading rainbow.
Now I'm told that $43,000 could pay for one vehicle, and that's from the Department of Finance, or however you say it. 43,000. Now I don't know how many times 43,000 go into whatever the 200,000, but that's a lot of cars. And again, even if you don't buy them new, I know you can still get them for $1 somewhere, can't you? Somebody can give you $1. It gets on. That surely they got that in the budget. They can get it from that 200,000, 650. Now let's finish so I can go on and get off of here. Cause this thing is getting too good to me. This getting too good to me. Cause I see they tagging and everything, I'm told. I'm told we got a full house. All right. Y'all don't forget to send me them pictures of the parks. All right. Street and Work Department, repairs of streets, $1 million. Excavators, 200,000. Street sweeper, 150,000. Let me know if your street's clean over there. Starting July the 1st, let me know if the street's clean. I don't want to catch not now one of y'all out there sweeping out around your street. 150,000. So that means y'all should have at least 2 or 3 of them by now. If you had one from last year and the year before, this one here ought to give you 3. I bet not hear about one of y'all sweeping out there in the streets, unless you just trying to show children how to take care of around your house. Now, let's keep going. Oh, let me put this up there. It said 10 trucks, water and street department, 350,000. Wait a minute. They can get wait a minute now. This math ain't mathing now. Hold up. Now I wasn't good at math, but what kind of trucks they gonna get? 10 trucks, water and street department for $350,000? Hold on. Maybe the police department need to get some trucks. I think I wasn't good at math. Now y'all, you can don't quote me on my math. But if they can get 10 trucks for 350,000, they ought to be able to get 7, 8, 9 police trucks. Look, y'all need to figure this math out because I'm not good at math. But this budget, they've been very generous to Belzoni in Humphreys County. You hear me? Let me put this back up there and I'm going to be through. Renovation in City Hall and Police Department. Uh-oh. Here it go. Here it go. You got to remember I'm looking at it real time. Look at the bottom. Now, we just read JKLM. We're going to end. Renovation of City Hall and Police Department. End. Renovation of Police Department. 3. Whoa, wait a minute. $300,000 to renovate the police department. Somebody, anybody, everybody, send me a picture of that police department. You know what that means. If you get the right contractor in there, you're working with something. You're working with something. You need somebody with a vision of what they want it to look like. Let's keep going. Oh, renovation of City Hall. $300,000 for a grand total of $2.8 million. I ain't gonna read all the numbers. Section 3, the money appropriated by this act shall be paid by the state treasurer out of any money in the state general fund not otherwise appropriated upon warrants issued by the state fiscal officer. And the state fiscal officer shall, issue his or her warrants upon requisitions signed by the proper person, officer, or officers in the manner provided by law. Section 4 says this act shall take effect and be in force from and after July 1st, 2025. I don't question it. I just, I'm just reading. But where's this 40? Look, where's this 40-some thousand dollars for the services rendered? Let me put that back up here. Y'all need to ask the right questions. And are they doing this virtually? Are they doing this thing virtually? I just want to know. I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe they are. Coppin says, do you see the grant to help the elderly? I don't see it, but I sure will look it up. Because we want to know, first and foremost, we got to keep the elderly safe. And if it's money out there, grant money that they're supposed to get, what's the criteria? What are they supposed to do to meet the criteria to get the money? And I'm not saying now you don't get it because you made me mad. We ain't talking about that. Nah, we don't want that because your mama she was talking about it. She said on my pew at church, and she know that's what me and my family. That ain't what I'm talking about. Now, I said a mouthful, and the purpose for this was to talk about the M word that was used in the letter of resignation, and also to educate ourselves on what the word meant. So we went and I'm just recapping. We went and found somebody on YouTube at I Swear English on his YouTube channel. He explained it to us. We went to school. I asked you to please bring your pencil and your paper so you can write down. Now, for those who are visual learners, you can run it back. You can run it back and play it later, okay? And you can listen to him. Now, also was to make the people aware of the allegations that have come across my desk, because this is not something I go looking for. This is coming off the cusp of a young man being murdered right there in Belzoni from over the weekend, and a resignation going out simultaneously. And so the thing is, we want to make certain, or if not simultaneously, almost simultaneously. And so we want to make certain that the criminals know that you all have a game plan. But this ain't no game, right? And based on what we just read, it's money out there. You can laugh and ha ha in the comment section all you want. You can roll your eyes, but we asked you to leave a comment. We asked you to leave a comment. If you think you bad, leave a comment, Alderman. If you think you bad, leave a comment, right? Because the taxpayers put you there. They put you there. And they deserve to know where this money is going and why is safety seemingly of no concern to those who are supposed to vote for these individual wards, these different districts or areas, or however you refer to them over there. Seemingly, the safety is not a top priority. I don't know, but that's what it seems like. Now, if you think you're bad, leave a comment and say that. If you, because you're big and bad enough to come in, because I did tell them to invite you into this show. If you're big and bad enough, say it now, so that your constituents will know where you stand. But I don't think you're bold enough to say nothing. I don't think you're bold enough to say anything. What are you going to tell the family of the young man? What are you going to tell the family? We got them? No, no. You should have been proactive. Y'all should have known something. But maybe the people don't feel safe enough calling y'all to tell you, hey, I hear commotion out here on the street. I don't know. I'm just guessing. They should feel safe enough to call you on your cell phone and say, this is what's happening outside right now. You might want to get a police over there, get EMT, but you couldn't because your chief resigned. I'm just scared to know what's going to happen next over the next couple of days, next couple of hours. Have y'all thought that far in advance, Belzoni? I don't know. Cause see, we need to hear from you all because we only got one side of the coin. We need to know how you all feel, where you all stand. Cause Roger Simpson, Chief Simpson ain't coming back. He ain't coming back. When he dropped that M word, the Megalonia, Megalomania, mesothelioma, whatever the word is, when he dropped that word on us, that let me know. Now I don't know, but I don't speak for him. But when he dropped that mesothelioma, mega mania word on you, that let me know he wasn't coming back. Ain't no coming back. So moving forward, and if those allegations are true, that you're not going to buy in police cars in Mayberry until Chief Simpson is gone, and this is what you're allegedly telling folks, because folks told. Now, are they telling the truth? That is yet to be determined. But man, that mesothelioma word messed me up. I ain't lying. Megathelioma mania, whatever, however you say. That word then messed me up. That's the word for 2025, all across the state. Chief Simpson ain't coming back. I'm just gonna go and say he ain't coming back. Sound like to me, he was the chief in name only. In name only, that's all he was. Let me put that on screen for those who don't know who I'm talking about. That's just my observation. He was the chief in name only. But I'm gonna tell you something. If this is true and y'all thought that you was pushing him out, it didn't go the way you thought it was gonna go. See, this supposed to be bad publicity right now. It's supposed to be people just beating the door down, to say bad things. It went a whole nother route. It didn't go the way you thought it was gonna go if that was the game plan. And again, this ain't no game and ain't no time to be playing. Because Chief Simpson ain't coming back. He ain't come back. He ain't come back. That's just my opinion. I don't know. He ain't come back. I want to know who the board attorney is. See, in Indianola, I knew the board attorney was what's her name? Kim Merchant. Kim Merchant was the voice of reason over there in Indianola. I know her name. In Greenville, the board attorney was Kim Merchant. See, I because I follow these, municipalities and stuff. And now she says, hey, adios. Going back to the Mississippi Center for Justice. You have to fight another day. Because if they didn't listen to Kim, they weren't going to listen to nobody. I'm going to tell you this. Indianola has now, allegedly, now I don't know, has a lawsuit against the school district. How do you sue your own school district? How? It's election year. How do you do it? How? I ain't never heard of Kim Merchant suing the Greenville Public School District or the Indianola, Sunflower County Consolidated, they got all the words and letters and stuff, like the mesothelioma. I never heard of Kim Merchant suing the school district in either one of those cities. Never. Never heard it. Now, if she did it, y'all let me know. Drop the inbox and let me know. But in my opinion, Kim Merchant was a great city attorney. Now, I'm going to say this. When Adarian Murray, 11-year-old Adarian Murray, was shot in the chest by the best police officer they had over there in Indianola, she kept everything together. But let me tell you this. How about they didn't even pay the man back pay from what I gathered? If they paid him, they probably paid him today. But the last time I heard, Indianola didn't even want to pay their own best cop back pay for days missed. They didn't want to pay him back pay. Kim Merchant did her job. Then you got 3 angry men. That's what I call them, the 3 angry, grumpy men. They went against her decision. She said, hey, her advice, I say that. They went against her advice. She said, listen, don't pay this money to this contractor. We don't have this. We don't have that. She went on and on and on and on till she turned blue in the face. And she cute as a button. Turned blue in the face. And they didn't listen. And that's when Shad White, I like to call him the ghost of Mississippi. You heard it here first. That's when the ghost of Mississippi dropped down on Indianola. And you know what they said? We want every alderman who voted to pay, not just Shad White, Lynn Fitch, Attorney General, the Honorable Attorney General Lynn Fitch got in on it as well. They said, you're going to pay this money back. You should not have voted the way you voted. Went against the advice of the board attorney. So that's why now I went all the way around the world and all the way around the megathelioma word mania to say, who is the board's attorney for the city of Belzoni? Roger Simpson ain't coming back. Chief Roger Simpson ain't coming back. I'm told that Randy Man pressed her up so bad he came up with the word megathelioma. Said he had to go to the hospital umpteen times because of megathelioma and stuff over there. Whatever that means. Now, if I'm lying, I'm crying, I'm going to the bathroom and I'm riding. I'm just trying to rhyme something. But that's what they say. I don't know how true it is. I ain't asked him nothing. That's what the street's saying. Because of the megathelioma mania over in Belzoni. Y'all know better. The megathelioma mania in Belzoni is supposedly, allegedly taking over. Now, again, Chief Roger Simpson ain't coming back. That man can go work anywhere he wants to work because of his seniority, his longevity, the years that he got put in, the experience, the degrees, not just 1, 2 degrees. when I see somebody get a master's degree from Delta State, they're saying something. Delta State came under fire because they was under such a strenuous. How do you say it? The grading scale was totally different. So a B that I got at Valley was a C at Delta State. I'm telling you, why do I know that? Because I went. I tried it. Went to Delta State for a summer session. I know I was doing B work, but at Delta State, that was a C. And that ain't no knock to HBCUs. I'm just telling you. He came along and got that master's degree. You know, we clapping for everybody. Yeah, you got hooded. Woo, 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 woo. He got that master's degree when that grading scale was, I know I was doing B work. And I was getting ready to major in speech pathology. I said, oh no, I can't say some of them words. No way. Get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it. Because my classmate / best friend from school encouraged me. I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. I gone on over to Delta State. And that's the last they seen me. I don't like big words like megathelioma mania. I don't. But I'm not, against learning about what it is. And for megathelioma mania, and I know I'm tearing this word up, to come up, and my colleagues in mainstream Mississippi media pulled it out of all the words. Listen, that's why I stopped it when I was reading it over the weekend. When they pulled that out, they knew exactly what they were doing. I said, you know what? I told my husband, I'm going to let WLBT, I'm going to let them figure that out. Look, I let the big dogs do what big dogs do. Now, I dare them, my girl Kara Shirley, I dare Kara to get up and do her show on megathelioma mania tomorrow at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. That's my dog. I bet you she can't say that word. Megathelioma mania. Now that's the best you're gonna get out of me. But that's why we're here tonight. I was just recapping so I can go. I'm just recapping. Right. Before I go, since we were talking about Indianola, I wanted to talk about this apology that Mayor Ken Featherstone issued out. Honey, had the people in an uproar, white and black. It said, Indianola Mayor Ken Featherstone issues a written apology after judge dismissed dog charges. Why are you apologizing? Because something the judge did. Judge did their job. Judge, okay, I'm off Belzoni, y'all. Good night, y'all. Class dismissed. Class dismissed. Wait a minute. Wait, whoa. Y'all can't go nowhere yet. Hold up. Class can't dismiss yet. Wait a minute.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow. I can be anything. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. A reading rainbow.
Hold on, because the bell don't dismiss you. Like my classmate Lisa Boat, right? Say the bell don't dismiss you, I dismiss you. Now hold up. And again, this is Mental Health Awareness Month. The bell don't dismiss you. I dismiss you. Hold up.
It's May 1st, the first day of Mental Health Awareness Month. Why have a whole month dedicated to mental health? 1 in 5 adults struggles with mental illness. Suicide is the second leading cause of death among 15 to 24-year-olds. Depression is the leading cause of disability worldwide. And these problems impact everyone, regardless of your background, identity, or how much money you have. Yet mental health isn't treated the same way as other aspects of health. There's a bias in the way it's depicted in the media. Not everyone has access to treatment. Insurance companies don't give mental health care equal coverage, and there's a lot of misinformation about mental illness and effective treatments. This is our opportunity to change that. I promise to spend this month sharing everything I know about mental health here on The Psych Show. I'll tell my story, discuss diagnosis and treatment, share resources, and take your questions during live episodes. But I can't do this alone. For this to work, I need your help to start a conversation about mental health. Write your questions about mental health in the comments below. Visit NAMI.org to find resources, download the NAMI Air app to get anonymous support, and if you're in crisis, visit suicidepreventionlifeline.org or call 1-800-273-8255. Together, we're going to replace stigma with hope. Tomorrow on The Psych Show, the story of how I overcame my anxiety disorder. Until then, I'm at Owimatu on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Be sure to like The Psych Show on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube.
And again, I'm a major advocate for mental health awareness. And now we do know that in the Black community, we don't like to talk about it as much, but that's something that needs to be talked about. And if you are not doing the best, you need to step away and take a mental health break or a vacation, a day. When I was teaching, I would take me a mental health break because it can become a lot, right? Even with working for myself, I would step back and just detox from all the phone calls, because I'm telling you, I don't go looking for this stuff. I will detox. And I just, have to step away. And I'm just grateful that we have a month set aside where we can have conversations, tough conversations about things that matter the most. And one thing we do know that with law enforcement, it is hard to be married to someone in law enforcement. It's doable, but it is very challenging, right? And so with that being said, we have to be, as spouses, be supportive as much as possible. But just know that it eats in on our alone time with our spouse, right? And so with that being said, it's so much that they encounter throughout the day because each call is different, right? And evil is just ramping up more and more in this world. And so with that being said, according to statistics, suicide is higher amongst law enforcement. And so this thing is not a jokey joke. When you find people stepping back saying, hey, this is a bit much, to me, it speaks volumes of pressure if there's micromanagement happening, because we can't say that micromanaging happened because these are only allegations. We would have to actually hear that from those who are on the receiving end of what we would perceive to be micromanaging, right? Because some people work good under pressure, right? I work really well under pressure, but so that's just a case by case. You would just have to ask that person. But again, we can't take for granted that because these men and women who wear blue, or our first responders in general, firefighters, just because they seem to be okay, that they're all right. Statistics show that the suicide rate is so high when it comes to law enforcement. It's hard to have a relationship with people in law enforcement. It's possible, but it's difficult. And so when I see a letter like that, the first thing that comes to mind is compassion. Because for my cousin to write a letter of that magnitude, to me, it says that that was a bit much for him. And he ain't no wuss. He's not. He got the biggest heart. He'll help anybody. If he got it wrong, he'll tell you he's sorry. He will. And if he got it wrong, I'll say something. And he's receptive to constructive criticism. So to have a letter like that go out from my big cousin, my favorite cousin, speaks volumes. I'm telling you, if he can't do it then, he'll find a way to help you. And when he talk about megathelioma mania in that word, you know, that I'm tearing it up, I know I'm tearing that word up. But that's his observation. That's his assessment. And who am I to tell him that he's wrong for describing something that he observed? I can't tell him how to feel, but I know how I feel. To see my big cousin put a letter out like that, it was a bit much. That's a bit much. You got to remember that's somebody's father. He's our loved one. We love that boy. He ain't coming back. If Roger Simpson, Chief Roger Simpson, the Honorable Chief Roger Simpson shows back up, you better know something had to be worked out to where it would be conducive for him to stay. But on the outside looking in, knowing who I know, he cares. And to step back and say, okay, y'all can have it, it speaks volumes. And you better know that boy got a lot of influence and people are watching. And it's so important that we don't hear from him right now. We don't need to hear from him right now. We don't. We love that boy. He belongs to us. That's my Roger Simpson. That's my Roger Simpson. He loved, if he stayed as long as he did, you better know he grew to love the people of Belzoni, whether he agreed with them or not. That's our Roger. And we love him and we support him. He tore the whole state up with megathelioma mania. And I'm still trying to wrap my mind around why I'm trying to say this word and I'm tearing it up. But see, I'm going to tell you something, Mississippi. Y'all might be shocked by that word, but I'm not. Because he's smart as a whip. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. And for his opponent to say he was doing his job, I believe it. Because when he mess up, he good at it. He know how to F it up. Okay. But that wasn't the point from what I was told today. They say that boy's doing his job. I'm talking about somebody in law enforcement longer than Roger Simpson. We got to learn how to get out of our own way for the greater good of the people. I don't care if you blue, purple, green, orange, or pink. If I said pink, purple or yellow, whatever. I don't care what color you are. I'm just trying to make a point. We don't all want to eat the same thing at the same time when we in school. We don't all want to eat the same thing when we go to conferences. But guess what? Somebody behind the scene got together and decided, hey, this is what the menu is going to be for this week. Now, you might not eat everything on the tray. You might not eat everything at that conference. But doggone it, somebody gonna drink some water. Somebody gonna drink some milk at lunch. You're gonna agree to do something. And that's what Roger Simpson is about. Roger Simpson, in my opinion, and again, I'm not a spokesperson for him, but I'm telling you what I've observed. Roger can disagree with you, but still find a common ground. And that's why I say he'll be able to work anywhere he wants to work because he's likable, he's intelligent, and he loves God's people. He truly does. Does he get it right all the time? No. Shoot, I remember telling man, you need to put your cape on and go and walk on home. Go and walk home. He said, cuz I can't fly. No, walk. But you know, what I love about him, he listens. I know he loves me. I have done things that was not pleasing. He'll tell me. Now, cuz look, let me tell you something. He'll never say my name, it's just cuz. Cuz look, let me tell you something. You know you F that up. You know, if you know Roger, he means well. Cuz, but see, you sitting around a gathering with the family, you know, he'll pull you to the side. He'll love on you. He don't mean no harm, but he gonna tell you how he feel and he gonna let you go on as you were. Your left, right. Come on. But that's Roger. And anybody who knows him will say the same thing. They'll say the same thing. He loves God's people. And at the end of the day, regardless of if he's been wrong, so far to the left, wrong, or so far to the right, right, we love him. He knows it. He'll be able to go anywhere. The publicity that they thought would come or the backlash, it didn't happen. If that's what they were thinking. I don't know what people are thinking. But I'm telling you now, he lit the whole state on fire with megathelioma mania. And on that note, I want to thank everybody. I think I did good. Cause I love that's my favorite cousin, and I think I did good and I boo-hooing. Cause Roger is a big boy and he understands the assignment. Any assignment he gets, he understands it. And with that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. I want to mention before I go this apology about the judge dismissing. And I want to speak to it. And the mayor of Indianola, cute as a button. Cute as a button. When my baby see him, he throw the hooks up. Because he a cute dog, you know. And they recruiting him and everything, you know. But I got to say it. The judge had a job to do. And to render up a written apology about a dog bite and not render up an apology for, I call him little baby Murray. It spoke volumes. If you go to the Enterprise Toxin page, the local newspaper over there in Indianola on Facebook, you will see how other people feel, right? It's not just me. It's just an observation. And I thought when he said that he wanted to make that family whole, that an apology would be attached to it, but it wasn't. Enterprise Toxin page, Nikayla Murray, the mother of Adarian Murray. She says, I wish my son could have gotten an apology like this. Keep in mind, it was a written apology. I wish my son could have gotten an apology like this. It would have been life-changing for an 11-year-old who was shot by your officer in the city where you mayor at. please hurry up and get this man out of office. You want to please the others, in quote she got. But when it comes to apologizing to my baby, no one has anything to say. This month makes 2 years. Let's be for real. Yes, this was wrong. This post is not about the dog attack. It's about you all with no morals and no accountability, but want to apologize. Stop apologizing and do something. That's Nicaila Murray's words underneath the post where the Enterprise Toxin covered the story, talking about the apology for the dog bite. And again, she said, this is not about the dog bite. It's not about that attack. It's about the apology. An 11-year-old would have loved an apology. Angela Buckner here, the voice behind the mic. Delta Sip, where we sip slow and talk what we know. And now,
I gotta go. And I'm the assistant, the voice behind the mic. A voice behind the mic.
Timothy Buckner. Thank you guys so much for staying with us as long as you have. And again, if you would like to,
You're my robot friend.
if you would like to, hold on, we got to come in here. Says, when I was on the road truck driver and needed a break, I would tell my dispatcher, since I'm putting the truck in the shop, I'm getting a hotel room for a day or two to reset my mental for dealing with other people driving skills. Yes, Chris, your mental health is so important. And Roger Simpson, if you're out there, Chief, the Honorable Chief Roger Simpson, if you're out there and you're listening, use this time to detox and to not even think about big words, you know. Don't even yeah, don't even, not another one. Detox from all of this because your mental health is important. And whatever you perceived it to be, it was true to you, right? We've yet to hear from any of the aldermen who were said to be on the page, the platform tonight. But we're still going to try and reach out to them really soon. We got Twyla Courts said, thanks, thank you. We don't take this for granted. We thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was a very important segment. We were able to go over information that was dropped on my desk today. We read it real time at the same time. And so I have now got to go and do further research. Thank you guys so much. And when I tell you, Roger Simpson must have been sitting in front of a butterfly in the sky and learning all these big words and stuff. And he took that seriously. Angela Buckman here, the voice behind the mic, Delta Sip, where we sip slow and talk what we know. And now,
I gotta go with my robot friend.
gotta go.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow.
Traditional radio is becoming a thing of the past. No need to panic. There's no need to fear. The DMJ Broadcast Ministry of Daryl Moore Jr. is here, ready to help you navigate yourself right into some inspiration, laughter, and motivation. Because after all, it is an inspirational radio station. Allow us to help you get through your night, day, week, month, and the entire year. To get through, call 662-947-17.
Medicare. Medicare. Are you turning 65 or new to Medicare? Part A and B. If so, you may qualify for additional benefits at no cost to you. Are you a veteran with Medicare Part A and B? If so, you may qualify for additional benefits at no cost to you. Call your local licensed professional agent, Juanita Lacey Larry. Don't hesitate. Call her today, 662-515-9414.
Have you or a loved one been locked up? Then there's no need to worry. Pew Bail Bonding is available 24/7. Call licensed bail agent Angela Simpson today, 662-207-2077. And remember, if the law mess with you, Angie Simpson will come get ya, 662-207-2077. J for Kicks Footwear, 729 Highway 82, Greenville. Add some new kicks to your wardrobe. J for Kicks Footwear, shop with confidence. Kickstart any special occasion at J4 Kicks. You don't have a special occasion? Don't worry. You can wear these every day. Just shop with confidence. Do it with confidence. You got what you need. J4 Kicks.
What's up, y'all? Come fool me and Jay at J for Kicks. We located in Greenville, Mississippi. Y'all know we the best in the business, man. Y'all just come pull up and shop. Shop with confidence.
Stop by. Looking to travel the nation and become a successful entrepreneur, owner, operator? Just know that you are not alone. Look no further. The Bavella Collective is a one-stop shop. Bavella specializes in all of your trucking needs, making you owner-operator. When it comes to proper documentation for your initial setup, insurance coverage, truck maintenance, taxes, and more, leave the research to the Bavella Collective. There's no reason to hesitate. Schedule an appointment today. Whether buying or selling a home, Dr. Deborah Dace has the blueprint. At Exit Southern Charm Realty, Dr. Deborah Dace is there to assist you. Dr. Dace is not just a realtor. She's an award-winning realtor who can make investing in your future home a breeze. This process should never be complicated. Allow her to put you in the home of your dreams. And she can also help you sell your home. Either way, enjoy your key to happiness and give. Rosie's Workshop is a Mike Magazine's official small business choice for Tumblr designs. Place an order with Rosie's Workshop. Don't stress yourself. Rosie can do it. You can't think of a gift to get someone, whether it's a teacher, friend, church member, you name it. You should consider today going to Rosie's Workshop. That's Rosie Blackshire at rosiesworkshop@gmail.com or on Facebook.
Hello, everybody. We're having after-school Bible study. This will only take a little bit of your time. I wonder what Jesus wants us to learn today. Feel free to leave a comment and subscribe. Thank you. The Mike Magazine. Facebook is okay. However, YouTube is way better. Go follow my mom on YouTube.
That's right.
Like, subscribe, get notified. Timothy Buckner here, a voice behind the mic.
And remember, if you need a professional commercial, let me know. Angela Buckney here, the voice behind the mic.
The Mike Magazine.